I dabble in a lot of stuff, man. I dabble in a lot of stuff. It's a
Talk to
lot.
the people about your musical talents and aspirations with that.
Uh, that literally came because of COVID. Um, I was kind of halfway DJing on Facebook Live, and I've always been a guy that's always liked the behind the scenes aspect. I've always liked wrestling footage behind the scenes, like seeing the guys right before they walk out the curtain. What's their warm up, pattern like? What are they thinking? Before and afterwards. And so that always would lead me to like music production. Like we know H to the Izzo by Jay Z, but how did you get that? What was Kanye doing? What was Dilla doing? What was Ninth Wonder doing with all this different music? So I would always watch all these things about producers, not the rappers, the producers. That was my thing. The DJs, the producers, like what they would do, like to. All right, they had this incredible DJ set. What did they pick to get that? Oh, he made this dope beat. What did he do to make that? And so I was watching a lot of Ninth Wonder stuff, and it slowly that creative monkey on my back. It's kind of like him with all the stuff he does. He just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Just to try it. It was literally like, all right, it's COVID. You really ain't going nowhere but to working home. Why not? And so I got like a little pad and started from there. And like all things weren't great. I erased a lot of my earlier stuff because I'm like, I don't want to hear that. But slowly but surely, just working on the craft, and a lot of that time during COVID, watching guys still have shows like him, like Rob Killjoy, like JD Drake, watching all those guys still, have matches and doing that. It just was like, all right, you keep working on the craft. How do they do this? Or you learn how to do this. You learn how to do that. You figure out how to do this. You put these two things together. All right, well, I remember how to do this. Let me try to use it like this. And pretty soon it was just like, man, now I got to get an NPC because I'm only so far limited with this laptop as well. And then it just became this thing of like, all right, now I got a placement on this album. Now I got a placement on this album. Now I done made my first project. Now this person wants to do a whole project with me. Now it's like, all right, I done made a song that was on the album that I use as my theme song. Now it's like, all right, I done met legends in the game. I done met Dame Grease. I done met Large Professor. I got a guy that has connections with multiple people in Gene Brown that when I met him, he was like, yeah, I know about you. I seen your stuff. I went like, what? Like, and now it's just like when people talk about music stuff, especially in the Carolinas, it's like, hey, I'm looking for a producer, and I automatically get tagged by people, and it's just like, man, I didn't think like starting off I would get to this level. I would have liked to, but it's just one of those things that you just you think about it, but you don't necessarily think it will happen. And now it's just like my room is full of like vinyl records, sample, and I'm still trying to find places to put more of them. And I've got like a stack sitting over here that I hadn't even touched yet, as well too. And I'm surrounded by music equipment. And while I'm watching WrestleMania, I'm working on beats. When the Royal Rumble comes on this weekend, I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
working on beats. If I'm watching AEW, I'm working on beats. TNA working on beats. It's just like it's just the practice makes perfect. You go to the gym, you come home, you work on beats as well too to perfect the craft, and it's opened up a lot of doors for me, including into acting as well too. So it's wild to say that something that I was just seeing as a hobby has kind of done a lot for me as well too. Made a little money, not a lot, just a tad bit, enough to get a Whopper with cheese, but
You can put cheese on yours,
I
right?
could put cheese on it. I could put cheese. I could put cheese
Yeah,
on it.
cheese and some barbecue sauce on that thing. Yeah, just a little bit of barbecue sauce. Well,
Yeah.
listen, man. And I'm loving you that your story, and then it's great that you're doing music. Me and Roosevelt talked about it before, man. Sometimes it's it's a void right now for music artists to be able to create music for wrestlers, man. So maybe you can step into that lane and produce music for your fellow wrestlers, man. Because running the show, one of the things that I realize is that, man, hey, we need original music, man, because we can't keep on playing Future and all these stuff. Because the bigger venues that we get, we got to pay for
Hollywood
so, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, when Hollywood Undead came out, bro, every show somebody was using that song. I was just like, bro, y'all just find something else to use, man. Like the market is there to work with people. Man. I know Goldman out of Charlotte. Shout out to him, man. He's done music for a few people. He's done Ashe Wrestling's theme song, Power. He's done one for Cedric. He's did one for Owen Knight. I want to say he did one for Zuka as well, but he's done music for several guys as well too. Just because his love for wrestling is so strong, and the fact that he is around a lot of people, they take the opportunity to get onto it, and just having a dope custom theme song, man, it adds a little bit to your element in the business. Like you think about Moose. And his whole song is just a simple chant, but it works. Then now you got the one that's taking over is Sosa. Like I'm looking at Instagram and I got people sending me stuff going, "Hey man, have you heard of this dude?" I'm like, I don't know him, but I know the song. Like I know his entrance. Like it's just stuff like that gives you like an extra. Like yeah, man, he's like cool guy. Like even with Swerve, it's like now. Shout out Prince Nana. I mean, me and Ro know him well. Mm-hmm. That's just Prince Nana acting up. That whole dance was just probably a bet. And he was just like, all right, bet, watch this. And because of that song and that dance, it's one of the most popular things out now. Like you can't not hear that song and think of that dance. So, exactly. The aspect of like custom songs and stuff within wrestling is like, hey man, take a shot. I know a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people do have custom music. Shout out to Elliot. He's actually made Movie Mike's theme song at one point. You think about Ray Hun and Cream Pie Poppy. That's one now. That song comes on at a show and people lose their mind. Like